Sometimes, when I'm at a McDonald's, I wait until nobody's looking, and then I stick my hand inside the straw dispenser and touch all the straws.
Good evening, everyone. You can get rid of the setting up now, so go to the scene just above. No, just above the one where we were on. There you go.
Okay, I didn't know you wanted to just be still in your room.
Yeah, I want to be in my room for a bit. I've been this is how I've been doing my streams this week, just doing a bit of yapping, give everyone a chance to drop into chat, because I think Twitch makes you watch adverts sometimes. And yeah, hi Silk, hi Ellie. Now I dispute that Dante is the most beautiful white-haired man on the PS2. I think that honor belongs to Raiden.
Yeah, Raiden's on the PS2.
Dante is very pretty. I will say that. We get a different. I don't like that Dante.
Yeah, that Dante's a bit.
That's a bit much for me. I do like that. Almost every picture of Dante from DMC3, he looks like a different character. We'll see it when we play DMC3 properly. But yeah, every bit of key art of Dante from Devil May Cry 3, he looks different. Oh, hi, Woodaber. The DMC2 Dante Defender has logged on.
I mean, I was going to say he looks a bit Papaneer-ish, and Woodaber is also the Papaneer Defender.
Papaneer Defender. I don't hate it, but it's just like... You see, here's the thing. I am not even that keen on Dante from DMC1. And we'll get into it, I guess, whilst we play through the games, but DMC3 is my DMC, my Dante. I like DMC1 Dante, but he feels like a very different character, and it's not very easy to draw the line between DMC3's Dante and DMC1's, and I've never played DMC2, so I've no preconceptions. All I've seen is that image of him. I don't know. He looks like he's about to say a sentence that involves way more slurs than he's allowed to use. or he's giving you that stare that's like, Mom said it's my turn on the PlayStation. If you don't let me have my turn on the PlayStation, I'm gonna tell Mom what you said. Anyway, let's get into DMC1.
Can I put it on the other screen now?
You can, yes, we can now go to our beautiful overlay. I thought the game had dropped for a second. I thought the capture card had just gone like, nope. I'm going to show you some DMC2 Dante renders after the stream. I think I can change your mind. Looking forward to it. I'm not against. Let's rock, baby. Now, this is an observation that Rai made, but the logo for Devil May Cry 1 has Trish in it.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the logo for Devil May Cry 2 has, but Devil May Cry 3's logo just has like, I think just has like Dante, like an outline of Dante. I don't want to see this. We'll see plenty of that. Yeah, explicit violence and gore. Devil May Cry.
2 millenniums ago,
There was a war.
I like that it doesn't make you read
The weird font,
crusty
yeah.
medieval font.
from the underworld woke up to justice and stood up against this legion alone. His name was Sparta. Later, he quietly reigned the human world and continued to
Quietly reigned.
until
Sparta just aura farming in the background there.
a legend. The legendary Dark Knight, Sparta.
Sparta. Would have been. DMC2 also has Dante's silhouette. Yeah, so I like that it's sort of like a, I don't know, it's like a, I love that she just comes out of the moon. She just appears.
Many great characters have just appeared from the moon. Kaoru, for example.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I don't like Trish. I think she's boring.
Devil May Cry. Oh, sorry, we closed at 9. Again, no password. Can't seem to get any real business.
True about Kaoru, not Trish.
Whoa, slow down.
I didn't point it out there, but Trish doesn't render through the
What do we have?
the glass of her motorcycle. I don't think.
Right.
So, you must be the handyman who'll take any dirty job. Am I correct?
Almost. I only take special jobs, if you know what I mean.
You're the man who lost a mother and a brother to evil 20 years ago.
A mother and a brother
Everyone's
to
saying
evil.
this.
Called Sparta, Mr. Dante.
Well, the way I figure it, in this business a lot of your kind comes around. And if I kill each one that comes, eventually I should hit the jackpot sooner or later.
Why is jackpot in air quotes?
You
The
should be used to this.
jackpot, as they say.
Are you really the son of the legendary Dark Knight Sparta? Didn't your daddy teach you how to use a sword?
Sword. Time to go to work, guys.
Yeah. How many times has Dante been penetrated? When we get on-screen counter.
Had powers. There's demonic blood in me.
What strength?
You were the first one to know about my vengeance.
My vengeance.
Getting
Hell
closer.
yeah.
It seems that way, but I'm not your enemy. My name is Trish. I came here to seek your help,
I like that
to put an end to the underworld.
it only occurs to Dante that she looks like his mother when she takes her sunglasses off.
Years ago, Mundus, the Emperor of the Underworld, resurrected.
Mundus.
Hi, Junie.
His powers were sealed by Sparta. He's attempting to gain control of the human world once again. He has been preparing to open the gate on
This looks like
Malay
Resident Evil
Island.
4 Island, the way it
Yeah,
approaches
yeah.
as well.
Hi, a sentient McLaren. A sentient McLaren P1. I assume that's like a car.
the castle is above this cliff. Come on,
The castle.
let's go.
Nice pronunciation there on Castle. This is so 2001. The whole game is. Yeah, I love that it just drops you in here. Like, we're now just playing the game.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and avoid picking up the gold orbs, because maybe I should, just for the sake of streaming. And it brings you back to life. Because if you die, you just have to start the whole level again otherwise. I'm probably going to get pretty bad rankings for most missions, because Devil May Cry 1 is definitely one of those games where unless you know all the secrets about it, and unless you have unlocked most of the movesets, you're kind of fucked. Break the evil spell and open the curse door. Curse of the bloody puppets. Now, I want to first...
Twitch says you're playing Granblue, by the way.
Twitch says I'm playing Granblue. Oh, no. Oh, shit. How do I get up there again? There we go. Right, I can fix that. But it's going to tank my... Right, blue orb fragment obtained. Yeah, I keep forgetting to change my... I set up a schedule on Twitch for what I would be playing on what days, and it just seems to ignore it. Curse of the bleeding puppets. Granblue. Yeah, Granblue should put Dante in. I don't know if Dante's been in the gacha, so I don't know whether they are at liberty to do that. Now, where is Devil May Cry? I'll go for the one that has more followers. There we go. When you have to select a category on Twitch, you have to
select.
You have to select like a game because games have like followers. A memento of Dante's mother. In the back is an engraving. Virgil and Dante. Now I have to. Crap. I don't even have air hike yet. It has to tell you what a red orb is. Can I get on here? I swear. Nah. I do sort of like that Devil May Cry 1 isn't afraid to just have you wandering around in a castle with like like Devil May Cry 3 definitely has some of that, but it feels like it's a lot less I don't know, it's a bit more ashamed about just giving you just no direction about where to go and what to do. It does do that really egregiously, but they, I think, try to avoid it a little more. Whereas this game is still, because it's still sort of got the Resident Evil DNA in it, there's a lot of just wandering around, and which is fine because I love the ambience in the MC1.
Oh, the fixed camera as well. We used to direct our video games.
Yeah, well, yeah, like the camera I still have some problems with in this game. You got to pay to get through doors. There's another blue orb here. There we go. Oh, blue orb fragments. Oh, there's nothing in here. I can't remember whether it's worth destroying all these chairs and stuff. I'm going to get a bad time ranking anyway. I might as well just lean into it. Right, we're beautiful. Yeah, if you walk too far here, it's like, no, go up there. My brother in Christ, you designed the video game this way. Don't punish me for, like, exploring around. Anyway, what's this? A big, like, glowing gold thing? Oh, it's a key. He seems friendly. Oh no, it must be those titular bloody puppets. Right, immediately eat shit.
Bloody puppets.
I do love that you can just indefinitely juggle enemies by like knocking them up into the air and then just shooting them. What's through here? Oh yeah, I'm not really supposed to be here yet. There might be a blue orb fragment though. There is indeed.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I have to remember all the combos because they're different between this game and DMC3, and I played way more DMC3, so my brain just immediately like tries to do those combos. I think they're upstairs, but I don't care. Zephyrian, hello friends, back from the Lancelot tournament adventures, which I truly embodied the spirit of Lancelot by having a great time despite spending my entire time on the bottom. Well, I'm glad you had fun and very proud of you for entering. I have not entered any fighting game tournaments yet, so you know you've done something that I have not had the courage to do yet. Now imagine if you didn't know where to go because you hadn't like played this a couple nights ago just to refresh your memory on the controls. Oh, there is another blue orb in here, though. A blue orb fragment, which will... 4 of those. I'm gonna do a blue orb.
Nice.
I do think the red, blue, and yellow orbs are like inspired very directly by Berserk, the Behelits. I don't think that's the most efficient way to light those up, actually. What the? Oh yeah. They can like.
Curse of the bloody puppets.
Want to get in here as soon as we can. Are they both dead? I think they are. I don't even have Stinger yet, so I can't. Stylish. Green orb. Right, we need as many of these as we can get. I accidentally discovered like 3 secret missions. I probably won't be playing that many of them, or I'll try and remember where as many of them as I can are. Oh, come on, from off screen.
So does your... In this one, does your combo, like, keep going despite taking damage?
I think it can do.
Because the stylus hung there in the air while you were getting blacked from behind there.
I think it goes down if you take damage, but it doesn't necessarily drop.
Just drop
The combo meter and the stylish points in this are a little bit different than in later games. Where I think, yeah, if you take damage in later games, it like immediately ends your combo. In this one, I'm not so sure. I think that's the end of the mission. Yeah.
So ended the curse of the bloody puppets.
See.
Ah well.
Let's save. I was playing a little bit last night. I didn't get very far. Well, last night? It was the night before, maybe. Judge of Death. Now, can I power up? No, I can't. Oh yeah, I don't even have Alistair yet, so I can't even power up.
Ah. Nice Dutch angle we have on the action here.
Oh yeah, Dutch angles up the wazoo in this game. Oh, come on, man. Ah. I do like the camera angle thing. I think fixed camera angles are really cool, but they are not very cooperative in this one because they are still built for like a Resident Evil feel rather than like an action game. Give him a bunch of pokes. I want to like do some launches. Oh, stop that!
No, stop!
What? I don't think I've ever seen that attack. Taunt him. I think you get style points for doing taunts. But yeah, I think as well, if you kill enemies while you have a higher style rating, you get more orbs. On the topic of magical puppets, Sooty is 77 years old today. Jesus.
I was never that familiar with Sooty. Not exposed to Sooty and Sweep as a child much.
I had a bunch of VHS tapes of them. The weak shall give their heart and swear their eternal loyalty to me.
Oh shit, it's the Judge
Oh
of Death.
shit.
And number 2.
Yep, penetration number 2.
So ended Dante Devil May Cry.
Yeah, that's where the game ends. And I love how he like lifts himself up through the blade. Even the fucking like like the wings go into him as well. That would be so painful.
He's just lingering on the guard there for a second as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
So hot. Yeah.
It was giving me vibes of when in MGS4, like Raiden pulls the sword in to put it through Vamp as well.
What a coincidence. I love the glass the like broken glass particle effects. They're really good.
Yeah.
Like they're very clearly just little 2D textures in the air, but they look so good.
Nice.
I love these 3D renders of the weapons as well.
Yeah, that is. It's like the gifs of rotating.
Yeah, rotating skulls from like.
I was gonna say like rotating Greg Steak Bake.
Gives the possessor lightning speed and aerial capabilities. So yeah, now we have Alistair. So that just like replaces your basic sword.
Nice.
Now from here we're gonna want. I think it's up there. Shotgun. Now, the annoying thing about this game is, yeah, to change weapons, you have to go into the menu. I think...
Oh,
yeah,
I
just
like
a little
that.
animation. I don't think I need anything else in here. Whoops. Can't remember where I'm supposed to go, though. Oh, no, actually, I do need something from that room.
Every time that weird music fades in, I'm just like swept away to the Resident Evil 4 save music.
Yeah,
like...
I mean, it's like this game was originally going to be like Resident Evil 2, I think.
Yeah.
A key is embedded. Should I take it? Yes. I think this key goes in this door. You use the rusty key. Can't get in there yet. Can't get up there yet.
It was supposed to be Resident Evil 4 before being turned into its own thing. Yeah, I was gonna. Resident Evil 4 was like 4 years after this. But also Resident Evil 4 was originally going to be a fixed camera kind of deal like this as well, until they, I think,
yeah, wanted it to be more like an action game.
over the shoulder.
There's more enemies spawning in down there, but I don't need it.
Yeah, we're good on that.
You can't as easily cancel out of attacks in this game as you can in DMC3.
Yeah.
So like I keep getting like blapped by enemies because I'm stuck into my animations because I feel like I should be able to cancel out of them easier. Because like in DMC3, you're invincible when you are jumping in this game.
Oh, fucking executed that guy.
Oh yeah, I also the game doesn't tell you, but you now have Devil Trigger.
Oh.
Yeah, so now you can see under my health bar when it shows back up again, Staff of Judgment. Staff of Judgment in it, nice. Yeah, so my health bar isn't showing up right now. Will in a second though when the Sin Scissors appear. A recurring thing in every DMC is needing better tutorials. Yes and no. I feel like I do like that the game wants you to discover a lot of this stuff for yourself.
Yeah. It's sort of
I can't tell how much of that is an intentional design decision and how much of that is just designed to sell, like, you know, game guides from back in the day.
It's like a tradition of, quote, character action games. Because
Yeah.
Bayonetta also never teaches you dodge offset, which is maybe the most important mechanic in the game for maintaining your combo.
Taunt the ghost. Whoa, she's in the floor.
Got the fucking pair of scissors from Big Lebowski.
Yeah, the big pair of scissors.
Gonna cut off Dante's Johnson.
You're going to cut off your Johnson.
Mm.
So yeah, I can't tell. Like, I do like that the game.
Whoa. Chiral creatures.
Yeah, chiral spiders. I think the ebony and ivory are probably better
Yeah.
weapons to deal with this. In fact, I might switch back to ebony and ivory.
Yes.
So good. Oh, the Staff of Judgment. Yeah, it's like, this game is terrible for someone with ADHD, because you'll just be like, I'm just going to walk down this corridor, because this is where I am. It looks like the judge should be holding something. Shall I use the Staff of Judgment? I don't know what this
I mean,
gives
he
me.
already is holding a few things, but...
Yeah. I've had it with these motherfucking ghosts in the motherfucking floor. See. Save, why not?
How are you
I'm
for
probably
your
getting...
drink, by the
I
way?
am done with my drink, so I could use a reload.
Yes.
Overcome the
Okay.
trial and acquire the Pride of Lion.
I know what you want, I don't need to ask.
Yeah. You know what I want. Now, Round Trip is really good. Stinger is what I need, though. I would like Air Hike, but I'm not going to get it for some time at this rate. Yeah, like, Air Raid is less important than Vortex, I think. But yeah, you need hella orbs to get either of those. Destroyer of Ardor. Mission start. Where does that happen? What's about to... Oh yeah. So one of the things that you can use Stinger to do is when you've got the distance, Pride of Lion is granted only to those who choose the path of trials. Once you've got Stinger fully upgraded, you can use it to kind of deal with the camera transitions by using Stinger as you go across the transition point of a camera. So like, yeah, where the camera changes angle, normally you have to like change the angle or either keep on holding the direction you were holding before the camera changed and you'll keep on walking in the same direction, or quickly do like a little maneuver to reorient the control stick to match where the camera's now like pointing. You can use Stinger as a chance to be traveling in a fixed direction to give you a chance to reset your finger in the right thing, the right direction. But it is just a shame that the fixed camera angles sort of mean that there's no real way to communicate to the player where the camera is going to be when you move to any given place. So it always looks, the game looks cool because you have a lot of, you know, bespoke camera angles chosen to frame the action, but it does mean that the player is often left like wondering, okay, well, which direction am I meant to push to go towards the enemy? And that is like just an unfortunate problem that I think the MC3 kind of solves a little bit by just having wider arenas and that not being as much of a problem. It's like I think there's a transition point, like, yeah, there. Stinger goes fucking nowhere when you've just got the first level of it. Grab a few orbs. Go back, and the path shalt return from the abyss with thy lion heart, and thou shalt receive the pride of lion. Right. I think I want... No. The menus are so stylish. I think I want the shotgun for the skulls down here. Ugh. Ah! There we go. What? Yeah, this game especially, like, there's a couple moments in DMC3 where the game gives you absolutely no direction about where you're supposed to go next. This game does it way more, and in a way more, like, frustrating way, in my opinion. Now, do I have to fight, what's his face now? Yeah, I do. And you just hate it when you're crossing a bridge and it comes apart like a Tony's chocolate only. I'd like that if it was made of chocolate. Catch.
I hope for your sake you got something inside that big body of yours.
What's that supposed to mean, Dante? Oh shit, yeah, I won't be able to... Oh no! Oh, see, that was bad for the camera. Like, where is Phantom right now? What is he doing? I can't tell because I can't see him. Taunt him a few times, get my devil trigger up. Whew. Wasn't perfect, but I'll take it. he drop orbs? He does drop orbs. And hello orbs, nice. Hey, you're just back in time. I just beat the first boss.
Nice job. Who was it?
Big spider. He's kind of a scorpion as well. The back, like the abdomen of his like spider body, like uncoils to be like a scorpion tail.
Oh.
It's kind of cool concept. Oh, a bee. I'll take that. I know people for whom Phantom was the hard filter for the game. Yeah, I mean, like, he's the first time in the game that he's the first, like, enemy in the game that, like, will properly punish you for just mashing triangle. He requires you to attack him from very specific angles. You can't just hit him anywhere. Like, the sides of his body, your sword will rebound. You know, he in a lot of ways, he is meant to be a kind of filter because he is unlike any enemy you faced up until that point, which is a little bit unfair because the game up until that point you have been able to get through by just mashing triangle and picking up green orbs, which this is how I've been getting through. But Phantom requires you to actually like hold back, not press triangle all the time, attack him at specific points, wait to like whiff punish him for moves. You have to also know how to bait him into doing moves and then punish him for it, but then also not get greedy yourself because he'll counter punish you. So he is an enemy that is unlike anything you faced up until that point. So I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it. Like on the one hand, I do like that he is like a sort of soft filter to be like, right, okay, now if you want to keep playing the game, you're going to need to get better. But at the same time, he does feel like an unfair, just sudden spike in difficulty that nothing in the game up to that point has prepared you for. Zephyria, not pressing triangle? What do you expect me to do? Press the other buttons?
Display one strength to the line and open the path. Acquire the melancholy soul. Already done.
Oh. Now, I could start buying purple orbs to get more Devil Trigger, and I might do that, actually. I like that invincibility is called Untouchable. Is there anything in Alistair that I want that I can afford? I might save up for Stinger level 2 and or Vortex. Air Hike is also really useful. So yeah, I might save the orbs for now. Are you going for hidden missions? I know there's one here which I will go for. Oh, I thought there was. Yeah, there is. Back here. I thought there was a blue orb here. Maybe I'm misremembering. Yeah, I must be. Huh, why did I think there was a blue orb here? Also, where am I? Where am I?
Where am I?
You're in a room.
You're in a room.
Oh yeah, he comes back here. But you can, and I will, just, oh shit. I wanted to... Oh shit. Yeah, we're fucked. I might have to restart this mission.
No!
Fucking,
it's like the boss in Demon Souls. Tunnel Spider.
Oh yeah, you can't not try again when you have yellow orbs, by the way, which is really annoying. Because I would... File... Oh yeah, you can't, like...
You're a real egotistical woman.
How can I can't... Oh yeah. Reset.
I didn't see who invoked that Raiden opinion.
You're a real egotistical woman.
Too bad that one didn't activate when Trish stabbed Dante.
Yeah, that'd have been good. Now, I thought that you can quickly go into this room on the side here. Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
Just sneak in here real quick. Can't remember if there's actually any reason to come in here. Only those the lion has accepted can enter here. Oh yeah, I have the Pride of Lion now, so I can... I think shades are also another enemy that like are a hard filter, because it does not tell you that they're like demons, so they're immune to the sword, and also they do that to you. Oh! Oh, when they're like that, I think they're like close to exploding. Yeah, there we go, he just dies. Who invited Zato? Zato won. Like, there's a thing you can do with the shades that's very cool looking, where you like, you can like bait them into doing their like big stabby attack. If you jump at the right time and have faith, you can just like land on top of their like nose, basically. Oh, I cannot remember for the life of me what I'm supposed to do in this room. I'm gonna just go up to the top. And hope that the way becomes clear. Oh, I need the sword. Okay. Oh, the guiding soul. Okay. Hang on. Why am I doing this? Oh yeah, there's the sword. I think I'm supposed to put the sword in here? Oh, the key... Do I go into one of the room? I have to put the sword in like a statue. I remember that much. Yeah, here we go. Shall I use death sentence? Shonk. Melancholy soul. There it is.
So that's where that thing was. So that's the thing that's been getting me down. I think we should destroy it. Throw it off a boat like the guy from Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh shit, evil Dante.
Well...
Maybe he's the good one.
Yeah, Mirror Dante, he's good. If a boss attacks you, just walk away, be the bigger man, yeah.
This stinking hole was the last place I thought I'd find anyone with some guts.
It's not clear to me whether Dante recognizes who this is.
Yeah. He didn't watch the intro like us.
Well, has Dante played DMC3? Does he know that that's Virgil?
Yeah.
Now, time to get my ass kicked by Virgil, because it's been a very long time since I've fought this boss. Oh, damn. Okay. Means we're a third of the way through. Oh yeah, I can see his health. You cheap bastard! Oh shit! I'm dead.
Womp.
Must have climbed out there as soon as he went out the door just to aura farm before the fight. Exactly. Right, I'll just use the yellow orbs. When I run out of them, it's going to be tough going, though. Ah, he got me with one. Now I need to try and avoid taking damage when he... Yeah, you cheap son of a bitch. Ow. It sounded like that was...
timed well, yeah. Bonk. Ow.
Right, last third. Is he gonna start shooting at me while I'm... Oh, I know he's gonna try and fuck me as I... Thank you, camera. Oh no! Ah! You got this. Immediately died. Yeah, I tried to activate Devil Trigger, but it seemed like it just sort of stunned me every time I tried to press the button. Ho 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 ho. Yeah, I know your tricks. I want to see if I can coax him into doing the fire. Oh, damn. No! Right, we're doing a lot better this time. He's gonna try and fuck you. I've seen fanfics like, no, they're brothers. What? Whoops. Sorry, Virgil. Oh, come on. Why won't Devil Trigger activate? That's the typical instance of winning the fight, losing the cutscene, though.
Yeah.
Ho ho ho.
Huh?
The implication here is that Virgil somehow didn't recognize Dante until he saw the amulet. Yeah, I mean, like, he might be being mind controlled by Mundus. It's not clear whether, like, you know, Dante doesn't seem to recognize Virgil and Virgil doesn't seem to recognize Dante, even though you'd be like, well, that's just Dante's Devil Trigger form, more or less exactly.
Yeah.
How can he not recognize him? A D because I died like 4
Vampire
times.
Hunter D.
Yeah, I'm
Devil
Vampire
Hunter
Hunter
D.
D. Devil Hunter D. Guiding of the soul. Go to the destination before the power of the melancholy soul fades away.
I don't think there's any risk of that.
Well, there might be.
Oh.
Because there's shades I have to fight. Bring it on.
Perfect.
Well, not quite.
Oh.
Because now I need to get up there. I've got 2 minutes to do it.
Yeah, no bother.
I can't even activate Devil Trigger to go faster because I don't think I've got enough. How do I... Oh yeah, I can just drop down here. I do know there's a blue orb fragment up there, but I don't want to... I don't want to fuck the mission.
Don't want to run out of slime. No shit.
See you later. There we go.
How are we gonna eat
Shall I
this?
use the Melancholy Soul?
Nah.
Eh,
Try putting
Eh,
the sword in.
pretty
this
short
thing.
mission.
Nice.
Devil Hunter rank
That's
S,
what it
there you go.
takes. The time bonus is everything.
Pretty much, yeah. And it's one of the things that I think is sad about this and Devil May Cry 3 is that it judges you on the time of that you spent doing the whole mission. Bayonetta starts a timer whenever you're in a combat encounter, but
Yeah.
outside of that, you're allowed to spend as long as you want just wandering around. These games are like, oh, just time spent in the mission. That's it. And I think that's a shame because, like, you know, I do want to spend more time just, you know, hanging out, like exploring and stuff. Now, what do I think I want Stinger level 2. I don't think I'll be able to afford Vortex as well, though I would like it. There we go. Yeah, I'll save up orbs for now. On the other hand, Bayonetta will hit with a stone medal for missing a single QT at the very end of the mission that had a 2-second input window. I mean,
that's the other thing.
That game and this game both sort of punish you very heavily for not having just played it before and knowing everything that's going to happen. Like, you know, at the very start of one of these fights, a shade just like hits you from off screen, and you just have to know that's going to happen. There's no sort of like... Wait, it doesn't like. I guess you could be like, well, I should be always ready to play at the end of every cutscene.
The thing about Bayonetta 1 is that as much as like it's like, oh, maybe I should try and get better at the game, the ultimate ceiling that I can never surpass is I'm just dog shit at mashing for, like, torture attacks or the other times that you have to mash. Not a problem for you, obviously. You're like insane at mashing, but me, I can't.
Yeah, like it is a shame that the game's, you know, sort of like mashing as a thing to be like, oh, you're gonna, you know, the game will feel really stressful for a second while you like have to like, you know, really hammer the buttons. I kind of get it, but it's also just an accessibility issue, and that some people just can't do that. I think it sucks that like a lot of games are just like rely on that as a way of...
I think it is kind of a relic at this point. Not many games
do it anymore. Although
mashing.
Death Stranding 2 made me do it the other night.
I suppose that usually they don't require it to such a high degree as games like Bayonetta or well, actually, annoyingly, the re-releases of Resident Evil 4 are a big original are a big culprit for it. In that, because Resident Evil 4 was not meant to run on 60 FPS, the re-releases make it run at 60 FPS, which on professional difficulty makes the QTEs twice as hard because they're tied to the frame rate. So to beat Resident Evil 4 on professional on the Switch, I have to get a chopstick and
roll it across the buttons.
Yeah, for the bit that has you running away from the giant statue.
I've already missed so many secret missions. I already know it.
No, not the boulder. The statues. The boulder is because the QTEs get more difficult over the course of the game. It is the last two that caused me trouble on professional difficulty, which is after the minecart segment, you do a jump and then have to lift yourself up on a ledge. That mashing can just kill me, which is really annoying because it's at the end of like a 5-minute sequence. And yeah, the nice thing about the statue segment is at least you can save right before doing the run from the statue. But it is super annoying because not only do you have to mash, but also between the mashing you have to press the trigger buttons to do a little jump away from a falling pillar. It's the cut off your Johnson guy again.
These guys are slightly different.
But yeah, like Silk said, in modern games at least, QTEs have kind of fallen out of fashion, and I don't really mourn them that much.
No.
Have either of you played Shenmue? I have not.
I have.
You have. I don't know whether you played the second one. I know you haven't played the third one yet.
I have played the second one, yes.
But you haven't played the third one yet. That could
No,
be on the
I
cards,
haven't.
actually. We did, I think, like a year or so ago, we were like, should we stream Shenmue?
Yeah, I'd be up for it.
I'd love to.
Oh, fuck it. I'm probably gonna die here. Unless that guy has already died. He has not. No, I'm dead. Oh, the clutch devil trigger to save my life.
Shenmue 1 and 2 are great. Shame they never made a third one. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say the third one is not.
Yeah.
Don't bother. And what about? I still haven't played Shenmue 2 because I love the Shenmue 1 ending so much.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten there, so I can.
Shenmue 2, it's a game that I think as a kid was like legendary to me because I was like, you know, it would expand on Shenmue 1. Like, oh my god, there'd be like whole new stuff to see, like a whole, you know, it could only be bigger and better. And then when I actually played it, I was like, this is disappointingly like a lot. It felt a lot less impressive than Shenmue 1 to me. Shenmue 1 is incredible. It's got just great vibes to just wander around. I can afford Vortex level 1, but now I'm thinking
more Dreamcast icons. We've done the Sonic Adventure games, obviously, but time for Shenmue. We need to play. What else is on?
I do
Dreamcast?
have Shenmue 1 and 2, I think, on PlayStation, so we can play those.
I think have you played Power Stone as just like a one-off stream before? I think.
No, I haven't.
Oh, no.
I do have Power Stone 1 and 2 as well as part of the Capcom collection. Although I will say this: the Capcom fighting game collection 2 has Power Stone and Power Stone 2. It doesn't let you actually play like the games from the menu. You have to like select it all from like some kind of new UI, and then you can just go straight into the game. But one of the things I liked about Power Stone 2 was all the menus and all the silly kind of like extra game modes. There was like an adventure mode where you had to collect coins and you could use the coins to unlock new items that would appear in stages.
I mean,
that's all just unlocked for you in Power Stone.
That sucks.
Yeah,
it would piss me off if they re-released Poi Poi 2 and it was just like
everything's unlocked from the start.
And it's like, oh, I love the janky ass single player where you have to unlock all the fucking gloves.
Yeah, and like I don't mind it being an option to I just want to play the game with everything unlocked. Fine, sure. But I want to play the adventure mode. I thought it was fun. It was cute, like combining items in this weird sort of like alchemy system to try and unlock. Like I think at one point, if you combine a gun with a battery, you get a laser gun, and I was like, that's cool. That's fun. Good. That's really like nice idea. What am I supposed to do with this?
I was gonna say, Illbleed is another game that I was looking at being like, that'd be cool to play.
Yeah, I think I've also got Project Zero, Maiden of Blackwater, that I was thinking we could play on stream at some point as like a horror stream. Just using my devil trigger to run fast. I can't remember where I'm supposed to take this.
But in terms of Shenmue, I think most of the gameplay I've seen is people generally just hanging out near the start of the game, which as I understand is kind of like the main appeal.
Yeah.
Is like just hanging out in your hometown.
Yeah, just like living your life basically.
Yeah. Getting cans of soda from the fucking vending machine so you can hopefully win the gambling game where you get a special can and then you dip for a prize and you can get a boombox.
You can also unlock, so you can go and play like old Sega games at the arcade. You can get a CD of them if you win the.
Nice.
What the fuck is happening? These enemies are just like circling me through the walls. Right, everyone's dead. Can the doors open now?
You can get a CD. You were saying.
Yeah, you can get a CD of Space Harrier.
Ah,
which
nice.
And I think Manx TT Superbike. No, I can't remember what it's called. I can't remember the motorbike racing game. Hang on, I think. And yeah, you get a CD. The game's set in 1985, so you shouldn't have any CDs. Let alone a Sega Saturn at home, which you can go and play them on.
A time traveler.
Yeah, basically it seems that way.
I assume Domus is there telling you hang on while you were thinking what the name was, rather than just saying hang on.
Yeah, wait a minute. Don't any of you cunts knock me off this thing. Right, I now have the key. Where do I go now with this thing? Oh, it's not in here. This is the wrong way. Where do I take this fucking thing? Someone just died? I have absolutely no recollection of where I'm supposed to go. I'm probably just going to die here because your health's ticking down the whole time. I feel like this might be the right way though. And then in here... Oh, a blue orb fragment. That's nice. No idea where to go, and it's gonna be the death of me. Oh, actually, no, I do know where to go. I've just had a brain flash. I love that when you're in Devil Trigger, your guns shoot like lightning bolts. Ow. that green orb. I don't know whether I should even be bothering fighting all these guys. No, it's not through here. Or is it? No, it's yeah. I do know where I'm going. I do know where I'm going.
Okay.
I'm going here. No, I'm not. Fuck. Yeah. Shit. I've come so much the wrong way. I don't even know how to. Wait. No. It might be fine. Might be fine. Yes, I think this is where I need to be. Oh no, this isn't where I'm supposed to be. Fuck. Yeah, I can't. I have no idea. I might as well just reset the mission because. What was I supposed to do? Holding the key of Arda. Return to the bedroom before the guiding light. Oh, okay. So I did need to go to the bedroom. Christ. Well, buying those purple orbs was the right choice, so I'm going to do that again. Right, so I was supposed to go to back to the bedroom. All of that little side mission was just a complete waste of time. I also want to take Dante to the bedroom. Come on, man. Oh, come on. Whoa! When does that thing stop moving? Nice shooting, Dante. Shoot where she's gonna be, not where she is. Ow! It's gotten like really hot in here suddenly. Or maybe it's just because I'm playing like a game that requires me to mash buttons a lot.
Yeah, I feel fine. Just chilling out. I mean, you're also
Go
wearing,
on.
Sweatpants and a t-shirt, whereas I'm just hanging out in my underwear, basically.
Oh, that's true. I could take the sweatpants off. Don't want the stream to get too sexy.
Yeah,
but...
don't give anyone any ideas.
Use the guiding light. There we go. A bee.
Not bad. We take those. Why is... Oh, there we go. I was pushing the wrong button. My dog wasn't talking.
Your dog wasn't. I love these like very scripted jumps you do.
Why doesn't Dante jump like that all the time? Why don't they make the plane out of
Good
black box
question.
material?
Activate the mechanism and escape from the rooftops.
The legendary knight returns. Return of Tarkus and Bluford.
Boof and Tarkus, yeah, every schoolboy learns about them.
In Broken Britain.
Did I come in on the ground floor? I think I did, didn't I? What over-designed doors? Alright, Dante. Oh shit, yeah, we're gonna fight Phantom again. When I try to leave this courtyard.
Ooh.
You can basically get him to kill himself if you can make him do his jump attack 3 times. There's no holding back.
I was getting tired of playing your childish games.
Great camera angle. Ouch. I think you have to get him to jump on the glass.
Yeah.
Whoa. Ouch.
Whoa.
You're meant to be able to hit his back. Oh, come on. I just got clipped by the absolute corner of his attack. I'm doing really badly now. Taunt him. Taunt him again. Camera angle change. Oh, come on! I would like to get him to crack. Oh, there we go. There's one.
Yeah.
Oh, the camera fucked me. I couldn't decide which way to press the control pad. So you can't hit his legs. Oh, I'm gonna die here, I think. Oh, if I was braver, I would have gone for a stinger into his mouth there. What's he doing? There we go.
Nice.
That was a terrible fight. Oh, it just shows you this cutscene anyway. The castle was built by the worst escape room designers of all time. Yeah, it's just not really clear to me why the castle is laid out this way. Like, the Temen Negru in DMC3 is also, like, a very confusing building where, like, Oh shit. He knows I'm Sparta.
You're right. I'm his son, Dante. Sweet dreams.
Sweet dreams.
Defeated
Defeated
the Phantom.
the Phantom.
Incredible power.
Now, I'm going to just say it again. I think Trish is boring compared to Lady from DMC3.
I mean, I like Trish so far. Like throwing a sword at Dante, throwing a bike at him.
Throwing a bike at him is a very funny move. Ooh, what am I supposed to do now? My gut is telling me to try and get up onto these. Because I feel like there might be a blue orb. Well, some bunch of red orbs. Oh, there is a blue orb. Stop jumping off it, man. I want that blue orb. I think you have to be on... Damn. Maybe you just need air hike. I think you probably do. Ooh, maybe. This is eating into my time budget. Woo! Oh, now. A strong downward force may help to move the lever. Lady is cooler, but I like Trish fine. You know who is cool though? Lucia. So I don't know who that is.
Is that DMC2?
Yeah, maybe. If it's a DMC2 character, I have no knowledge. The grenade gun is here. Grenade gun, all one word, fires exploding shells of shrapnel. Extremely destructive. Oh. DMC3 has a puzzle exactly like this with like something that you put a trident into for some reason. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm like terminally gay, but I think like yeah, just Trish is like a very boring design to me. What's happening? Oh. Yeah, I need to get down there faster than that, I think.
Oh.
So I'm going to
reset.
I think. Yeah, use it again. I need to. Use Devil Trigger to run faster. Typical technique. Looked like it was way lower than... Didn't realise the gayness was terminal. Yeah, I mean, like, maybe I'm just too gay, but, like, yeah, Trish is sort of a boring design to me, whereas, like, I like the tomboyishness of Lady.
I like Trish's design fine. I mean, I've yet to see her in more cutscenes.
Yeah.
Use strength. Use the new strength.
Use the new strength to open the door. Oh, I can get Vortex. I will get Vortex. I will now start saving for air hike though.
Level 2
Lightning bolt cut thing on a top is very cool. Yeah, it is, but it is a shame that that's, I think, the coolest thing about her is the top she's wearing.
I like her shades.
Yeah. There's a message. The wheel of destiny shall guide you to the land of the beginning. Huh. Good stuff, my man. Destiny awaits somewhere deep in the Colosseum. Oh, I think this is like a boss fight you can just walk past.
Oh.
If I'm remembering correctly, like you go down here, and I think Griffin spawns, and you can just walk straight past. Like you do not need to fight Griffin. Oh no, first these guys appear. You know what? This might be a good time to try out
Grenade gun.
Grenade gun, yeah.
Hell yeah. With the flame gif on that one as well.
Cool.
I mean, this seems great.
Yeah.
It's not as good as keeping combo as Ebony and Ivory, for example. But
yeah, no, it's bad at that, but like it's really good at doing a lot of damage very quickly. I love how there's no splash damage for Dante. Yeah, you don't take any damage from just firing a grenade right at your feet. It's crazy how I have like a sort of like just memory for certain things, like where some blue orbs are, but then other things I've probably just walked straight past where you know people who are more familiar with the game would be like, oh no, you have to go in there, you have to pick that thing up. Oh, another yellow orb. Might as well.
Yeah, no harm.
I'm not
done.
as red light. I'm not as precious about my performance in DMC1 as I am in DMC3. I do want to do well at DMC3 because it is a game I've put a lot of time into. But I also want to show off that I know how to do some of the secret missions and stuff. So I think you're meant to go this way because this is the way that's lit up. Maybe? So I want to switch back to Ebony and Ivory. Handgun. Pew, pew. Yeah, I don't really want that. But... oh, thought I could maybe get up there. Maybe this wasn't the right way to come. Yeah, damn, there's nothing good here. Or is there? Yeah, maybe I'm supposed to get up there somehow. Come on, man. Get up there. Oh yeah, we've got different taunts. Maybe in here? A pair of flames that dwell within Dwell with strength will open the path. Shields that glow with the light and the pair of lances will lead to the battleground. Yeah, okay. I am confused about what to do and where to go. I'm pretty sure you have to go where these like little flames lead you, but maybe. This is a really great camera angle where like 90% of the screen is just above us where I can't actually go. I have no idea what Dante is currently doing because I can't see him. Why am I fighting these guys? There's too many of them. What the hell's this? Holy water. Oh, that's good, actually. I do want that. Sealed shut from the other side. Fuck! The music goes hard. Oh, controller's running out of battery. Yeah, I can't remember what I'm supposed to do. The audio being super quiet because of how far away the camera is pretty funny. Yeah, like, I think there are some interesting choices with this game. Like, I do like the fixed camera angles, although it does feel like an artifact of, oh shit, there's just a bit behind here I didn't explore. I think you can just skip this if you have Alistair already. You can just fly across.
You're despicable!
You're despicable! Platforming in my action RPG?
Where do you stand?
On
this kind of like mixing up to have a different game in the middle of your action game, whether it be Space Harrier being added to Bayonetta or Mario added to DMG.
I don't mind it, but it does sort of always feel like it doesn't get the same attention as like the main mechanics of the game. I don't think that's a bad thing per se. But it does sort of feel like the bit that it can be done badly. Yeah, a pair of flaming gauntlets. So that's cool that I have those, but I can't remember what I'm supposed to. Oh, guys spawned in. Oh yeah, now Griffin will spawn. I think you can just walk past Griffin at this point, but we'll fight him anyway because it'll be fun. It'd be even more funny to just walk past him and ignore him, but. You.
Are you the human?
Block off, Featherface, or you can
Wow.
stick around and find out the hard way.
Whoops. Oh, you don't actually move any faster when you. Where is he? What's he doing? Where'd he go? I love that bombing run he does. Owned. Did you have fun at least? Oh, we were talking about the LIIIIIIGHT tournament is now concluded and I placed 5th. How many matches did I win to place 5th? Mind your business. Well, from what it looks like, there were like eight participants, so 5th is, you know. I had lots of fun. I'm just joking around. A pair of flames. Oh yeah, do I need to? There we go. I kind of want, honestly, to be using. Oh yeah, Force Edge, a memento of Dante's father, Sparta. You can go back to using Force Edge, there's just no point. I think it's just outclassed by Alistair in every way. What am I supposed to do here again? I can't remember. Oh, nice. Some orbs. I think a bunch of enemies are about to spawn. Yeah. Can't remember what enemies though. Oh, just puppets. One guy was a no-show. Ah, we take these.
Sexy boy?
Oh, the text is cut off to say we followed there. I might need to adjust the...
Yeah. I could check on my...
thanks.
Yeah, thank you for the follow. I didn't see who that was. You can make yourself known in chat. And I will give you a shout out. Arise once again. Hello from the US. My condolences, but hi. Oh, look at that. Big stylish points there. Is there anyone else? Oh yeah, more of them. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, fifth place in a tournament. That's better than I've placed in any fighting game tournaments I've been in. I've not been in that many. Is this the end of the mission? No, this is the way I came in. Crap. Oh, they're back again. I better not have to fight them all. No, I can just get through, sure. Your condolences is much appreciated. Hope everyone's having a great day. Yeah, I've been having a really nice day. I've played fighting games pretty much all day, which is nice. And now I'm playing through some of my favourite games, Devil May Cry. I'm doing like the LeBron James, like
how is this my life?
Yeah, how is this my life? I can't believe this is my life. Just destroy some gravestones.
Tested a live action film that characters do you play?
If I was cast, I mean, I'd want to play Lady, but I don't think I've quite got like the appearance for it. I think I'd be like some kind of succubus demon that like helps Dante, like maybe is like a, I don't know.
I was gonna say I'd want to play the first on-screen appearance of a jobber like bloody puppet.
Yeah, I'd want to be like one of the lusts from DMC3, so I get to do a big screech and then charge at Dante. I'm doing exactly what you shouldn't do in Devil May Cry, which is like just fighting random enemies all the time. If you want good rankings, you're supposed to just like ignore a lot of enemies, which is, I think, a bit of a shame, because both this game and Devil May Cry 3 have this problem where like the game wants you to have like a cool rating of like, you know, yeah, it wants you to get this like stylish rating of how cool you are, like killing all these enemies. But then actually the way to get a good rating is to like avoid most enemies, which makes Dante look like a bit of a coward. Oh, these enemies are just going to keep spawning because it wants me to pay for the door, doesn't it?
Oh.
Yeah. That's something they got rid of in the DMC3 going forward. What's your opinion of Dante from the DMC reboot? I like him. I didn't really play the game that much.
I played it.
Yeah.
Everyone got mad that it has the part where the mop falls in his head.
Yeah.
And it says, "Not in your life."
I think it's a shame that people were so unkind to the game and just were like, "Oh, this isn't the Dante." Like, you know,
the game is fairly misogynistic, if I remember right. It's not fully on the level, but
I don't remember that being the thing people were upset about.
No,
though.
They were mainly upset that it wasn't continuing in the tradition of the previous games.
Canyon
but,
of
I
Mist.
think there's plenty to be upset about from a modern lens as well.
Magma Drive. Charge up the release in the form of Magma Uppercut. Kick 13, level 1. A quick but powerful flaming back roundhouse kick. Its impact will drive the enemy back.
They did a press conference where they said old Dante sucked because he was gay. Listen, they were half right.
DMC5 doesn't care about time, at least. Yeah, I think it's just it's good that later games sort of abandoned, you know, and it's one of the things I think that is good about Bayonetta and Wonderful 101 is that in between actual combat sections, you're at liberty to just walk about. What happens to kicks 1 through 12? Yeah, they were put on the scrap heap because they Kick 7 was all right, but they were like, no, we must keep pushing forward.
Like DMC5 Dante because he was an edgelord with 0 charisma. My memory, it's been so long since I played DMC Devil May Cry, but you weren't I didn't like the characters, but I thought the levels were kind of interesting.
Like I haven't played DMC5. I thought Nero was fine. I just didn't like the way his sword works, of having like to rev it. It just didn't click with me as a mechanic, and I thought it was a shame that like the game sort of saddles you with that mechanic right from the beginning. I haven't played 5. I've seen a few clips of it, and some things look fun, some things look... But ultimately, just nothing will ever compare to me to Twinkie Dante from DMC3. That is just my absolute favourite incarnation of him as being this, like I don't know, like, young, naive, cocky idiot. And him being, like, a cocky idiot whilst also being a grandpa is, like, that's fun. But it's still just not like it's not what speaks to me as being like, you know, more interesting. I might turn around on it when we play it.
I was going to say we'll get there eventually.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll have plenty to discuss. Because you've never, well, you've played DMC4 but didn't like kind of grip onto it, and you've never played 5, so.
I kind of want to buy some skills for Ifrit. I think Magma Drive and Kick 13 level 1 might be the purchase. Although I don't know how much I'm going to use Ifrit, honestly. It's good against the ice enemies.
Canyon of Mist. Oh, wrong spelling.
I think 5 is great. Boring level design in the back half aside. Now, there's a gimmick to... I think if you jump over... I don't have air raids. Sorry, I don't have air hikes, so I can't do it. But if you jump over this... Yeah, you get a bunch of orbs.
Oh, nice.
Don't know why. There's like a random gimmick to this where, yeah, like that little like white orb there. You have to like follow it, and it goes into enemies sometimes.
Right. Is it just like to force you to combat, not just run through the level?
Exactly, yeah. But if you go like down one of these paths the wrong way, you have to start right back at the beginning. Oh fuck! I always forget they can do that.
No, I assume this is the comparison to Resident Evil 6. More like it's a good game, just a bad Resident Evil game, that kind of thing. I mean, we'll see about DMC5, but have you played Resident Evil 6?
I have not, no.
I played it a bit. After co-oping 5 with a friend, we went on to Resident Evil 6. And just like after the first level, it was a real like we're so back, it's Jova like graph to it, where first of all it was like, oh my god, this is great, you can just melee all the time, you have all these great melee moves you can do, and then the more we played it, the more we were kind of just like, oh yeah, but the melee kind of like, and again the game is so over the top that the melee kind of has no like weight to it, and there's like a big plane crash scene, and then after that we sort of like just ran out of, like everything is over the top all the time, so like it means that a lot of stuff just loses impact.
Yeah.
In Resident Evil 6. I want to play it again and reevaluate, because I think I did just give up on it, so I was a bit grumpy at the time, but I stopped playing it, but I kind of want to give it another go. Because I have heard some people swear by Resident Evil 6, although some people do it.
We should. I mean, I wanted to play Resident Evil 5 on stream, and we should try playing 6 as well.
We need to engineer that. We do not agree with this.
Yeah.
That we can put over the screen for Resident Evil 5. Because for all its sins, and I mean sins, like it has plenty.
Yeah.
I do like Resident Evil 5.
I think the gameplay is great. I think just the story and the optics of like the way it works are not very good at all.
Yeah, I think the gameplay is great. I like the characters as well. Resident Evil 5 has Sheva.
I love Sheva. I think Sheva's a great character.
Josh, who is one of my favorite Resident Evil characters of all time.
And I love that he's got this just normal ass name, Josh.
Josh, yeah, he's a rock. You can rely on Josh, you know.
Oh shit.
I love Excella Gioni and the blonde guy who's like, you're making me look
bad.
It has Wesker at his like ultimate like Weskerness. I think Resident Evil 5 Wesker makes the entire Wesker project worth it, you know?
Yeah.
But it's just a shame, but it's also just hopelessly racist.
Yeah. Like the bit where you pause the chat for a second. The bit where you and like the two of you like go into there's like a shanty like village in the swamp, and it's a really cool level because you go around to all these little like sort of islands and you collect all these different pieces together. And there's a load of treasure there, but then the optics of it are that like Chris Redfield, this like big muscly white guy, just turns up to this like native village and just assassinates everybody and steals all their like treasures.
Antiquities,
like, steals all these antiquities and relics and like artifacts,
like the game
and then leaves.
The height of its racism, because you're like It's like a sort of like 1960s BBC idea of what's Africa like, which is a white guy in a safari outfit kicking down doors of like villages.
Yeah.
With dudes with like
And,
voodoo
like,
masks and shields.
Yeah,
like,
all the villagers are just wearing like loincloths, they have spears, and that's that. Like, it's like, oh man, this is really, really not good.
But once you're past that, the rest of the game's great.
Yeah.
And also, it's a shame because on a gameplay level, I think that level is one of the.
Well, that's what I was saying.
Ones.
Like that level is a
How
really
shameful.
fun idea. How shameful!
you
Yeah,
said it,
Raiden's
Raiden.
got it right. Like Raiden's got the right of it, unlike Riker, who would probably think it was
Riker would
based.
be like based.
I like that. Just through the luck of the draw, my
Raiden
stream has
is
like
the woke one, and Riker is the.
yeah, Riker is like deeply like problematic on this stream.
Was this story based? Yes.
There we go.
I
he said
fucking
it.
told you. See, he thinks it's fucking based. Bad Riker. Bad.
Silk, I can't remember if I've asked, but have you played the Evil Within? No, I do want to play Evil Within.
Would have hashtag cancel Riker. Too fucking right.
I might actually play Evil Within as my next. I'm trying to think of a game to next play. I finished Planescape Torment last week, and since then I've not been playing any games
Yeah,
apart from Magic the Gathering.
clip that one. Honestly, clip the. Are we sure he isn't Thomas Riker? Well, exactly. I mean,
that's true.
he's actually neither. He's Ripley's Believe It or Not. Oh no, it's not. What's? Oh, I forgot what that show is called that Jonathan Frakes was on. I have a bunch of clips from that of him saying like, yeah, was this story based? Yes, the story was not based.
But we just have two.
Well, I have a bunch of them, and I at one point wanted to run like a gimmick Twitter account where I would just respond to news stories with, was this story based? Yes or no?
Fact or Fiction Beyond Belief is the name of the show.
Fact or Fiction Beyond Belief.
Did you get through the entire
Right,
Broken
okay.
Circle of Zerfmon?
Nerd conversation. You guys.
I mainlined the Unbroken Circle of Zerfmon like as soon as I met Dakon, and then apart from the last two sections, where I needed to improve my wisdom a bit to be able to have the knowledge to understand to find the new configurations on the circle. But I love Dakon. Dakon is it's hard to choose. Mort's my favorite companion from Planescape Torment. It's either Dakon or Mort for different reasons. Mort is kind of just he's your main guy. He's like your Edda in Pillars of Eternity. He's just like a cool dude. It has the twist where it plays with the don't trust the skull bit in the mid game, but for the most part, he is just like your guy. But Dakon, I think had the story that was most supremely interesting to, especially with relevance to the Nameless one.
I hate these guys.
I did find Valor as well in Cursed, or the prison under Cursed.
What? I jumped in the hole. Oh shit, this bit's really hard. I think what I want to do here is use a holy water.
Although, I mean, I don't know how ashamed I am of it, but I did a bit of save scumming when it came to Valor because a couple of times I engaged in conversation. I accidentally irrevocably entered into a conversation strand where it would lead him to attack me. Little did I know that when I would start discussing the nature of justice with Valor, I would not be able to stop myself from being like, kill yourself at the end of that conversation. So I had to reload a save.
Wisdom is just the win stat in Torment.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of old games like that where there's just one stat that's just like, this solves the game for you.
The wisdom and intelligence. Valor is such a dick. Yeah, that's the thing, is that eventually I just went for one of those options where I was just like, go away, Valor. You're kind of a downer on our party. But I don't know. I dig that the game has some companions that are like both Ignis and Valor are like two sides of the same coin of like, what if there was a companion that was just not on the level?
Ah, damn. This guy's kicking my ass.
Oh, and I did get the thing where there's spoilers for anyone who's interested in playing Planescape Torment, by the way. But I got to the end of that story branch where I was talking to Trius at the end, and I talked him down from having to well, you have to fight him, but afterwards he's like, oh, I give up. And I talked him down to be like, listen, you can try and like renegotiate your way back into Planescape Heaven. It's, you know, it's all gonna be okay. And then Valor's like, no, and kills him because he's like, he corrupts the lawful nature of his of how he should be, so he doesn't deserve to live. And that was a great moment. I was like, Valor, for fuck's sake! I was trying to turn Trius around, and you just killed him.
I have a brain. Now I want to use the holy water, I think. The game doesn't penalize you for using holy waters, I think.
John Delancey cannot be allowed to live.
I think we might be coming up on another Virgil fight.
I actually did not know that was John Delancey. That's interesting trivia.
Huh.
I knew that Valor was Keith David because you can't not recognize the voice when you hear him speaking. Like, oh, that's Keith David. But I didn't recognize John Delancey. Interesting.
What was the point in this? That was a nice little tour. Oh yeah, I think I need this goblet from in here. Oh no, I need yeah, there's another Virgil fight coming up.
The voice of Homer Simpson plays Nordum? Shit, man. That's a great fucking bit of trivia. Yeah, I did find Nordum. It was some effort. You'll have noticed, but I spent like an entire evening getting through the Modron maze, which was just a series of dungeons over and over again. Which I'm glad I committed to the bit, 'cause I love Nordum, but I think the game made an effort to try and like downplay the dungeoning and the D&D mechanics in general. By the end of the Modron maze, I was getting pretty tired of dungeoning.
I've forgotten how I get that. I think I need that chalice in there, or is that just a blue orb? I can't remember. Isn't there something across to the side here? Oh no, here's the chalice. Give it the brain, and then I get to take the chalice. And then Virgil spawns, right. Just torture yourself for your RPG slop, little piggy.
I'm sure someone out there, as soon as they got to the Modron maze, was like, finally. But and it is kind of like self-aware. Like, you get to the idea behind the Modron maze, and it's literally like a simulation for people that love dungeons.
Didn't I not just switch to Ifrit? I guess not. look at him doing his little like
Aura farming.
Well, I shouldn't be taunting.
My favourite gag in the Modron Maze is that some of the enemies drop a piece of paper called Clue, and that when you examine it, it has some writing on it that says, "You understand a little more about what's going on." Yeah, I think that the enemies sometimes drop items that are completely useless, but are just kind of like things that you might find in a dungeon, like treasure, and it's like, but I think if you keep it and take it to a merchant outside of the maze, it's not worth anything. It's just there for flavour within the dungeon. And yeah, the clue, but just from looking at it, you kind of, now I have a sort of innate understanding of the nature of what's going on here.
Yeah, it does feel like very meta. Like, oh, this is an endless dungeon made for people who just love dungeoning.
I think I talked about it. I don't remember if I talked about it on stream, but I talked about it a bit in on a Discord conversation. But I'm very glad I played Planescape Torment. I don't think it's really breaching my like top games of all time. I liked it a lot, and I liked the story and the characters of Planescape Torment a lot. But as a game, I was like, well, it's not kind of like it's not being at the top of the medium for my tastes, but I'm glad I played it just for the kind of historical context that it existed within, in that it tells you a lot about what D&D is as a sort of response to D&D games, while still being a D&D game.
Seven minutes. I'm getting quite far into the game. I don't know whether we'll finish it in a single stream, but I think there's only like 26 missions or something. What is the time now, by the way? And
it is 11 p.m.
11 p.m. and I could take another drink.
Sure. This is all just to say that currently I'm gameless.
You're gameless.
I'm just playing Magic the Gathering Arena because I decided I want to learn how to play Magic.
Yeah, you're playing Magic the Gathering. I'm still fighting gaming. I'm playing Death Stranding 2. I might go to the app room while you make some more drinks.
Sure.
Hang
on, let me take
yeah. There we go. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you. I love that I just have you next to me in this little room.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see a meta D&D game now, given that it's exploded in popularity over the decade. Well, it seems like D&D are in a difficult place right now, where they're like, they want to bring more people in, which means necessarily sort of like making it more, watering it down a little bit, to not watering it down, but like making it more sort of accessible to everybody, but at the same time like really buckling down on the idea that like, oh, this is like a really retro and like nostalgic hobby because of Stranger Things, I think, and wanting to kind of like appease the old heads. And I don't think you can serve both masters on that one. Tried Metaphor Refantasio and did not like it. I don't think I've liked any of the like Atlas games aside from Catherine. And I know that puts me like in the huge minority of most of my friendship group who really like Persona and Shin Megami Tensei. But yeah, I just don't vibe with them that much. I don't really like JRPGs that much at all, to be honest. The ones I've liked are Bravely Default, and then Final Fantasy 7, 8, 10, and 15. And 15 is less like a JRPG than most other games. I'm trying to think what other JRPGs I've even played. Actually, I really like Eternal Sonata. That's again not quite a JRPG in the traditional sense. And I like Valkyria Chronicles. That's another like potential playthrough in the future. the big gay road trip. Yeah, I liked Final Fantasy 15 a lot when I first played it, and I played it when it came out, and I played it about 4 times and always got to the same point in the story where they just get on the train and dropped it every time. Just before, actually, like the big moment that is meant to be, I think, the lowest point of for the party. I would always drop it just before then because I was like, this bums me out. I want to be driving around with my bros, and I would just start the game again like a year later. And I played it like maybe once every year, or like once every couple of years. And I only finished it last year, and it was so mind-blowing to me. It immediately not just became one of my favorite Final Fantasy games, but one of my favorite games of all time. I absolutely adore it. That, like, the final campfire scene, I was just in floods of tears. Genius game. I love it. I'm so delighted you loved it. Yeah, I'm so glad I pushed through and finished it as well, because I'd been putting off finishing it because I kept on feeling like I didn't want to play. And honestly, I feel like that's sort of the ideal way to play it, is to play it and really, really enjoy and immerse yourself in the freedom and the sort of like how fun and relaxed the first part of the game is, so that the latter half of the game and the culmination of the story hits you so much harder. I don't want to spoil it, but like, yeah, I think that's the ideal way to experience the game, is to start it and drop it about halfway through several times over the course of about 5 to 10 years, and then finish it off. Thank you. But yeah, my current games are, I'm playing Death Stranding 2, which I'm liking. It came out at exactly the right time for me because I was considering replaying Death Stranding 1, and I'm glad I didn't now. I wonder if you'd like 13 Sentinels. I have 13 Sentinels. I do keep meaning to play it. I don't know what my next big game project is going to be after I finish Death Stranding 2. I've been thinking I want to go back and replay some of the Metal Gear Solid games, but I might do that on stream now that my channel's a little bigger.
Yeah.
But yeah, I might play 13 Sentinels because I do have it. It's come strongly recommended from both Ellie and Rai. We can't be friends anymore, Merle. I'm sorry, there's no coming back from this revelation. What, the revelation that I don't really like Atlas games?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I've only played Persona 5, which I didn't love, but it was mainly because of how long it was. Like, it was really long, like 150 hours.
That you don't like JRPGs. Oh, yeah. It's not that I don't like them, it's just that I think I would struggle to say they're one of my favourite genres when the only ones I've liked have been, like, some of the biggest and most sort of, like, well-known ones. Like Final Fantasy 7, 8, 10, 15, Bravely Default, Eternal Sonata, which wasn't a big game, and Valkyria Chronicles.
I was kind of interested in playing one of the early Dragon Quest.
Oh, actually, Final Fantasy Tactics as well. Dragon Quest.
I was interested in playing one of the early Dragon Quests just because I have a friend, we have a friend, Bunny, who lives in Japan and uses the early Dragon Quest games as a tool to help learn Japanese. Because they play it in Japanese and then use it as reading comprehension. And I was kind of like, I should do that.
Yeah, I mean, I want to play Boku no Natsuyasumi or like Natsumon, 25th century, like 20th century summer kid.
Yeah.
I want to play that, and I could play that. I was playing that in Japanese on the Switch, but it was a game that I stopped playing because I would finish work, and my day job is like very, like, I don't want to sound like I'm like, blowing smoke up my own ass, but my day job is like very intellectually demanding. I program, do a lot of coding and statistics, and then like finishing a day of work to then play a video game where I have to sort of like be kind of a bit locked in to like focus on translating everything and understanding it all.
Also, in the
I was just like,
in which we play games where we're in the living room and we're just chatting while we play games.
Yeah, I can't switch. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. If I were to try and immerse myself in the Japanese of it, I would not be able to speak to you. And if I was speaking to you, I would be able to immerse myself in the Japanese of it. So I would like to go back to that game. They think they released an English version of it, which I could get. But I think that would be fun to play on stream as well, because I was really enjoying that. Thought it was a really, really fun game.
Yeah, I was thinking of playing one of the Neverwinter Nights
Anyway,
games.
Ghost Chip.
I'll switch back.
Oh yeah, it tells you how to fucking how to swim, because this part of the game introduces swimming.
Right.
Excited for Tactics Remake.
Do not play Neverwinter Nights. Well, I just wanted to play another RPG, but at the same time I was like, I should probably have a buffer game so I don't get burned out on CRPGs at least. And I was thinking maybe KOTOR, maybe Neverwinter Nights, maybe Icewind Dale, something like that. I don't know.
I would play Final Fantasy Tactics again, but at the same time, I think like what I really enjoyed about those games, like I really liked Tactics A2 on the Game Boy Advance, because I could just like whip that out and play it whenever I wanted. I don't know whether I would play it on a console. Oh, he's dead. Look, a pirate ship. A ghost ship, some might say. Nice.
Maybe some of the expansions are fan content, but based on Neverwinter Nights as bland as D&D has ever been. I'm still kind of I don't know, maybe it's just because, you know, you play one of the best D&D games, Planescape, and then you're like, I can play more D&D games. And I don't want to play it because I'm like, I'm sure they'll be fun, but I kind of want to understand the, again, the historical context that D&D existed within in the video game space. Because generally, I think on the whole, I'm just on a sort of a theory basis, I'm against D&D games. I think D&D is I don't love it as is as a TTRPG, but even then, I'm like, how could you bring a system that kind of requires a human element to smooth over the harder edges of it, and then put it into and make a video game on it where it's basically all hard edges? Like, sorry, you have to play by the rules, and there's not a human games master to be like, let's smooth over the rules that are just getting in the way of telling a good story.
Yeah, it does sort of feel like there's been lots of attempts to sort of turn D&D into like a video game that have, you know, to greater or lesser extents. I am the ship that carries the wandering souls on the brink of the underworld. Protect the ship and you shall be given the fire of Saint Elmo. Gonna be a man in motion. Oh shit. I hate these guys. Ow.
Yeah, what about? I started to read your article about Mask of the Betrayer, and I was kind of interested. I didn't finish it because before I started reading, I was like, should I maybe play it first? And I started looking into it and kind of fell down a rabbit hole of like what it takes. Because again, I got to the part of your article where you were talking about the 3.5e mechanics that you had to engage with to be able to play it, which is a huge shame. But I, again, still kind of morbid curiosity, being like, maybe I should get into learning the mechanics of 3.5e.
I am absolutely getting my ass kicked by this guy.
Well, off topic, I may have asked before, but how do you feel about Fire Emblem? I've had zero interaction with Fire Emblem. I don't know about you.
I played one of them on the DS, and I thought it was fine.
Is that Awakening? The one that was in the...
Couldn't tell you. I kind of like the idea of them, but then, yeah, I don't think I've actually spent enough time.
Yeah, Yeah, I would have. I just read like the opening couple of paragraphs, and then I was like, I'm gonna hold off because I had some interest in playing, so I didn't want to spoil myself on it.
But yeah, back to Fire Emblem.
Shadow Dragon was the original one on the DS.
Could be. I downloaded it with like a job lot of like DS ROMs when I had an R4 DS card, and played a bit of it, but I think I just preferred Advance Wars, so I played that more instead. I do like the idea of Fire Emblem, but yeah. Oh shit! How do I do this boss again?
The only interaction I've had with it is crossover with Super Smash Bros.
Oh yeah.
I like Marth.
Shit. This boss sucks so much because of how the camera just like fucks you. Like, what am I doing up here suddenly? Now I need to like tempt him into... I think you're meant to try and get him to land up here. I don't want to be shooting at that thing. Yes, this is what I want. Although I don't want to be over here when he does this. I think I want to be... Yeah, I'm dead. Yeah, if you can get up onto the mast here, you can like shoot at him and be safe.
Right.
Favorite is the... Oh, that's better. My favorite is the GBA Fire Emblem because I don't like the increase in RPG elements after that. I just want battles.
I think, yeah, everyone has a kind of sweet spot for the level of RPG.
Yeah, I mean, I quite like the sort of visual novel idea, but I think what stressed me out about playing it was that, like, oh, some characters can just die and there's, like, permadeath on things, and I was always like, okay, I'm going to want to really immerse myself in this game. But that just always just put me off playing it, because I was like, oh, it's going to have to be something that I really focus on and do really well. Three Houses lets you date a makeup-wearing twink named Yuri. Fujo's feasting, Himajoshi's raging. I know that there's a character called Rosado in one of them, who's like an effeminate male character who looks really cool.
There was again, just the mentioning of Atlas games before, and this has made me remember that in... I haven't played any of the re-releases of Persona 5, so I don't know if they changed this, but there's one character who is incredibly, like... There's a guy who's incredibly queer-coded, and I think you can even, like, go on a date with him at some point, but you can't enter a relationship with him. Both you and he have a case of the not gays, like,
right.
immensely. And in fact, his character is kind of just made to be a creepy straight guy. Maybe they changed it in one of the re-releases of Persona 5, I don't know, but at the time it was kind of weird.
Oh, he's going to do it to me again. I'm going to get absolutely destroyed by his lightning thing. Yeah, the camera angle's really not helping me with trying to... I want to jump up onto this mast when he does that. Right, get me up there. Why won't you do it, Dante? I'm not safe up here. Why isn't he dead? He is. Oof. I know I've talked about it before, and apologies for repeating it. If you like visual novel aspects and you're worried about permadeath and you like that kind of gameplay, I've got to throw 100 Line at you again. Well, it's not that I was worried about permadeath, it was more just that I think the sad sort of fact of it is when the game was like, you know, oh, characters can die and you'll want to take the story very seriously. It just meant that I was never in a mood to be like, I'll just play this casually. Wait, I thought there was a blue orb around here somewhere. Where is it? Is it maybe up here? No. What am I doing?
It reminds me of the one in Dark Souls 2 that takes you to the Lost Bastille from the Wharf area.
Huh.
Just the spectral torches, I think, are doing it for me.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a blue orb around here somewhere.
I don't know if you want to finish your thoughts about permadeath.
Oh yeah, I guess it's just that. Yeah, it's not that it bothers me. Like, you know, I liked playing. Come on, Dante, fucking do it, man. I don't even know why I came up here.
Just sort of you.
Yeah, just because I can. I want to go into the captain's room. 10 minutes exactly. Yeah, it's not that it like bothered me or anything, but it was that it felt like I would want to invest in myself into the game. Like, I'd want to care about characters if they're going to die. But that meant that I was never like, just because the way my life is, I was never like, oh, I'll just play a bit of that. And that's one of the things I've been putting off 13 Sentinels, because I know I'm going to want to get into it, but a lot of evenings I am just sort of like, I just want to play some, like, you know, mindless fighting games, and I want to veg out and play some, like, Death Stranding 2, where I get to sit down and watch a cutscene every now and then, but, you know, no shade on Kojima, I don't really care about the story that much. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, I just get to yap with you, and that's sort of like...
To be fair, I while in that same mode, I was able to play through Planescape Torment, which had a power of reading. It's like
well,
really short
you say that, but I also felt very much that you were just kind of off limits while you were playing Planescape Torment. I couldn't really talk to you. I tried a few times, and it was just, you know, if you're doing a game that involves you reading a lot, you spend a lot of time reading.
Of yapping while doing the Modron maze, but
yeah, exactly. Whilst doing the bits that had no story, we were capable of yapping, but
yeah. So, guys, what deck does Pepstog play on Arena? Currently, I have no fixed
abode.
I've not really. I've just been getting all the free stuff that you get from starting the game and from doing daily quests and like that you get on the battle pass for free. Opening Final Fantasy packs, and I've been switching between the starter decks. One that's the Cats one, which is a green and white land deck, which is based on playing cats and cat buffing enchantments / instants, and the Vampiric Hunger starting deck, which is a white-black deck that focuses on like lifesteal and self-damaging and healing. Both seem to be common traits of white / black. White is a very healy sort of archetype, and black is a very self-damaging for bigger rewards kind of archetype. Cancer is surprisingly more support archetype. Yeah, I do want to eventually, after playing enough, to kind of reevaluate those starter decks and kind of take away or add more cards to them that might fit. But right now, I think probably just the starter deck as is as good as I've got. I think for Vampiric Hunger especially, there's some dud cards that I would want to get rid of in exchange for better ones. Especially if I got, actually it wouldn't really work. I was going to say if I got Sephiroth, I'd sub that in the black deck, but actually Sephiroth, Fable Soldiers mechanics don't really fit into the vampire playstyle. It fits more into the other kind of way of playing black, which is making lots of like small shitty tokens that you just sacrifice. But yeah, anyway, I'm having fun with Magic, but right now I'm just at the most casual level ever.
Well, if you ever want to play some games, you can play with Junie Bird.
Yeah, loads of people love Magic. I'm not. I do want to get the Final Fantasy starter set just so I can play.
Yeah, that'd be fun to play. I think I've sort of gone off card games a little bit. Because I do find myself continually frustrated by the kind of like, oh, my deck is just in the wrong order, so I lose. That annoys me. Whereas I think it's the opposite problem for like, the reason why some people don't like fighting games is that it's like, well, it's all on me, and so I get very frustrated when I don't win, or I can't win because I feel like it's a lot of pressure. Whereas I think I've started to try and shift myself towards a sort of like what matters to me is decisions less than outcomes. What decisions am I making that I could be making better or worse, rather than like what's the outcome of any given match. But it still like frustrates me when I play like Yu-Gi-Oh, for example, and it's just like, right, well, I just my opponent just happens to draw the card they need, and I happen to never draw. The card I need to counter that is on the bottom of my deck, so I just lose. And it feels like it takes agency away from me that in a way that frustrates me. Whereas when I'm getting my ass kicked in a fighting game, I can still get like annoyed by it and upset when things aren't working the way I want them to. Like when I'm trying to press, trying to get my DP to come out and it won't. That still frustrates me. But then I watch back my replays and I focus on like, well, okay, what could I have done differently and stuff. Whereas if I were to watch my replays back of a Yu-Gi-Oh game, it would usually be like, well, what could I have done differently? Shuffled my deck better.
Yeah, I think in Magic at least, I do feel like I'm gaining knowledge of cards that exist within the game. And a lot of time, if I were to watch my replays of games, I'd be like, idiot, you're playing directly into a card they definitely play, and their hand is so large that they definitely have that card. Like, having it so huge. And also, I was just going to say that I, from the years of 2014 to like 2023, I played Hearthstone, which is a game that has clearly been inspired by Magic the Gathering more than any other card game. In fact, it steals a lot of mechanics from Magic. In fact, backwards engineering it now, finally playing Magic after having played Hearthstone. I think that Hearthstone was an effort to be like, if they were to remake Magic to be digital only, how would they optimize it to be better for just the digital experience? And the result of that is Hearthstone, where Magic has when it comes to combat, the defender decides how damage is allocated, which makes sense for a game that you have in person, where you want to have a lot of back and forth interaction, like in Yu-Gi-Oh, you want to be able to play on your opponent's turn essentially, to make the game interesting in person. Whereas if you were to play it entirely digital, to smooth over the edges of online play, it's not ideal to have the defender to decide the scale of the action. Therefore, Hearthstone is the opposite, where the attacker decides what deals damage to what. And also Hearthstone has a lot of random elements that it adds in that would be really hard to replicate in a physical version. Like, you wouldn't be able to, like...
you just add new cards to your deck.
Hearthstone damage on minions in Hearthstone is persistent, whereas in Magic, after the combat is over, all damage gets healed. Makes sense, because there's only so many counters that you can fit onto a card.
Exactly. You don't want to have like counters all over the board. Although Pokemon does have that, which I think is very funny. I like the things that Hearthstone does that are like purely like digital things. Like you can have cards which like just like duplicate a card in your hand or whatever. And if you have, like, you can set up engines in Hearthstone where you just endlessly are, like, duplicating cards in your hand. And so your hand is just getting constantly full of, like, these duplicated cards. In a real, like, game, that would either require you to have, like, tokens to put into your hand or, like, 90 copies, up to, like, an insane amount of copies of the card just so that you can always keep the loop going.
Hearthstone at one point added a mechanic called Discover, where you choose one of 3 cards to add to your hand or your deck or to the board or whatever, and it can be from any like cards. Obviously you can't replicate that in a physical version because you can't have all the cards in the world to be able to shuffle through and select 3 from.
Also, you have cards in Hearthstone, which is where it's like, get a minion from your deck, like get a random minion of this level.
In,
Whereas
in
a
physical, it'd be like draw cards until you get a minion, play it, and then reshuffle everything else into
yeah,
your deck.
or it would be like, even worse than that, where it'd be like, okay, draw all the minions out of your deck, shuffle them, pick one, now shuffle them back into the deck, all the ones that you didn't pick, and it's like, oh my god.
So yeah, it does a lot of stuff that you wouldn't be able to do in a physical version. But there's some things in Magic that I don't fully, at least right now, agree with as a mechanic. Like, I'm sure Magic heads would be able to defend it vigorously, but I don't really fully love lands as the basis of playing cards. I think, obviously coming from someone who originally played Hearthstone and mana, you just got an additional 1 per turn. I don't love that you can just draw only lands, or you can just draw no lands, and that's just priced in to playing the game. It's just like, some games are just going to be a wash because you don't draw the lands, or you just draw the lands.
Clonk. Yeah, I mean, like, it's one of the things that I think Pokemon has sort of solved a little easier, is that, oh shit. Pokemon has the whole thing of like energy cards, but they've made like so many ways of like drawing energy into your hand and like recycling your energies that it's not really as much of a problem.
This is from the perspective of someone that mainly plays the starter decks, and I'm sure in more like properly organized decks they have many ways to search for lands if they need to, or they're more just aggro focused where they don't need to rely on getting lands or a certain kind of ones. But I like the mechanic of having colors assigned to mana, essentially, where
so you can't just like use any spell.
Like if your deck is one that has enough complexity to be mixing multiple colors, then you also reduce consistency in it, being able to get the mana needed to play the colors of those things. I think that's interesting and adds complexity. But I think just having making it so it's possible to just not draw the mana that you need is kind of just like, maybe I understand that randomness is what makes card games. The very function of drawing cards is randomness, and that's what makes card games fun. But it's maybe too much randomness if you can also just draw the wrong kind of card. I don't know if I'm explaining it right.
Well, I think I mean, like, I guess that's what deck building is designed to try and minimize, is that like you can sometimes just draw the wrong cards, and like you want to build your deck in such a way that happens less, but
like what
you can mitigate. You can make a deck that mitigate this load-bearing design issue is less than ideal. Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
The
like
that they've made rather than updating the rules to get around this kind of thing, they've just made it easier to kind of like get around that rule. It's kind of like maybe the rule is a problem. But I mean, as well as coming from a Yu-Gi-Oh background, this is something that is like, it's the pot calling the kettle black. Complaining about lands in Magic the Gathering, it'd be like, okay, how do you feel about special summons in Yu-Gi-Oh? Like, no special summon limits in Yu-Gi-Oh, and it's like, okay, I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Well, how do you feel about the fact that you can just, if you have a spell in your hand, you can play it in Yu-Gi-Oh? Like, there's no limits on what you can play in a turn. Which
exactly, yeah.
I kind of like how insane Yu-Gi-Oh is. Like, Yu-Gi-Oh is a game where there's no limits on like what you can do in a turn, and it means that you can have like completely broken decks and mechanics, to the point where like Yu-Gi-Oh does feel like, what if two warlocks were to like just have a battle with each other? It would be just this explosive. Immediately, one of them is just turned to jelly, and the other one is like left with like a charred lump where his hand used to be. Whereas like the battles in Magic feel like a lot slower. But that is my experience from watching you play on there.
This is one of the Final Fantasy trading card game is genius. I do want to get into that one as well. I am just a
You're card game
I'm an
fiend.
unashamed card game lover. I like I love I love cards. What can I say? And I do want to get the Final Fantasy MTG starter set to teach how to play Magic. But I also want to just get a Final Fantasy card game starter to learn how to play Final Fantasy card game.
Yeah. Use a shield and a pair of lances to conquer the Colosseum. What time are we on right now?
We are at 11:30.
Oh, okay, I'll probably beat Griffin a second time, and then there we go, got air hike, and then probably finish if all goes well, that is.
But yeah, I mainly my interaction with MTG so far is that it's really interesting to think about the defender decides how to block attacks, basically, rather than the attacker deciding which creatures they're going to attack. Which leads to generally, I think, on the whole, more complex board building mechanics, which is really good, I think. It's just a game that was designed to be digital only, that Hearthstone kind of didn't do that, because it was like, this requires way too much time on your turns to resolve, whereas if we have the attacker decide everything, then we can have a turn take 90 seconds and it's no problem. Into the game Richard Garfield designed immediately after Magic the Gathering, Vampire the Jihad. That sounds great.
Vampire the Jihad. Hell yeah. Ooh, a holy water.
Also, I haven't got any physical Magic cards yet. I want to get some because I like it. But I've only played Magic the Gathering Arena so far, and the main thing putting me off from playing Magic the Gathering was the existence of like Doctor Who and Fallout cards that I didn't want to encounter in my life ever. As far as I'm aware, in Arena, the only like crossover content that has been added is Final Fantasy, and that's fine by me.
Oh damn, I don't want to be down here. Pair of lances.
Spider-Man is coming, sadly. Well, there you go. Lord of the Rings is in Arena. I've not seen any Lord of the Rings cards, and I was looking out for them because a friend told me that the One Ring is one of the most cracked Magic cards ever, and told me the description, and I agreed that does sound cracked. But I've never seen the One Ring played.
Is it in Arena?
Well, Junibird is saying it is. Spider-Man is not coming to Arena, which I'm glad of. Lord of the Ring cards aren't standard legal. Right, yeah. I'm still getting to grips with all the game modes as well, because again, in Hearthstone I'm used to there being 2, standard and wild, whereas in Magic there's like 6 different flavors of how many cards you want to include in the sets that you can play from. There's standard and alchemy and pioneer and historic and timeless, and there might be another one.
Ah, shit. Ah! As Beto said, the camera is sometimes the worst enemy in this game.
Yeah, but cinematic.
It's not even though. Sometimes it is just sort of like how was I meant to, like, you're just meant to know there's a guy there?
I do think it's good that the card game does, like, for a card game to go on that long, I think it ought to recognize limiting the set for people's certain niches of how they want to play. I think that's a good thing. It's kind of confusing to a new player to be like, which one am I meant to play?
Yeah.
But I think it's for the best. Because Yu-Gi-Oh! Frankly could use some fucking different game modes.
Yeah, I mean there are different like rule sets for Yu-Gi-Oh! That like.
But they're not officially recognized as.
They're not officially recognized, no, but they are just like ban lists basically that try to limit the game to certain metas.
Magic is good is that it does officially recognize all these different modes of play, rather than Yu-Gi-Oh, which is like there's one mode of play and that's official.
What's the point in that?
Well, actually, no. There's two modes of playing Yu-Gi-Oh. There's TCG and OCG, but that's a different thing.
Yeah. That's a whole different kettle of fish. Woohoo! Nightmare something. I think it... Oh yeah, these guys. Ah!
Yeah, standard runs last 3-ish years of cards. That's interesting. I thought it was only like 1 year because it's standard. The standard set seemed pretty limited, but it might be that Magic releases fewer sets than I thought. Alchemy's the last two, but with rebalanced and special alchemy cards. Oh, okay. So it's got like errata built in. Again, like Junibird, like you said before, it makes it more Hearthstone-like, where it's another thing that's the difference between a fully digital card game and a physical card game is that with Magic, all you can do once you've printed a card is ban it, whereas in Hearthstone you can nerf it.
Yeah, like that's the other thing that like a digital game can do is they can just change the cards. I love doing this.
They have very rarely enough cards. I mean, it makes sense. Once you print a card, it's kind of like, well, we printed it now. what can we do? Hope that everyone, everywhere, like when we announced there's been a change of the rules, prints it and then glue sticks it onto their cards. Like,
well, the other I guess the other option is when you have cards that have like keywords on them or like symbols, you can try. I guess it would be like universal changes, but you can change the meaning of those keywords and symbols. So you could be like, oh, this symbol no longer means do this.
Such
it means
a fundamental change that it's very difficult to balance.
Yeah. Whereas I think like Yu-Gi-Oh has like reprinted cards in the past to change the wording.
Yeah.
Because previous wordings were like way too permissive or whatever.
And that's the thing, is that the other games like Yu-Gi-Oh, for example, have just wording that is very kind of vague, and there's been rulings on them. Like, it's like, well, technically the printed card has not changed. It's just you need to look up online for exactly what that means, what's written on the card, when it comes to interacting with other cards that conflict with it. Huh.
It's annoying fighting Griffin in this arena because
I mean, I love reading about card games, things that had to be changed or banned because of exploits that allowed stuff like the game going on forever. Obviously the famous one with Magic being the sub-game, the card that started a sub-game of Magic.
Yeah, where you both take your deck and you make you play like another game of Magic with your remaining decks, and then the winner of that game gets some like advantage in the main game.
But then you could have multiple copies of that card, so within the sub-game you could play another sub-game, and within that sub-game you could play another sub-game.
There's a card in Yu-Gi-Oh that they had to either ban or change the interpretation of because you could like set up an infinite loop where you could keep your turn going forever looping, and it wasn't doing anything, but you could just keep looping these effects forever. Yeah. And I can't remember why they banned it, but they did.
I think,
where the hell am I?
I watched a YouTube video on this, but there was a card that was banned from Magic because it allowed the
Oh, same in Yu-Gi-Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Oh, I'm so bad at dodging. Oh. Leave me alone, you fucking chicken. Why? Ow. I felt like I wasn't going to get hit by that.
Two old magic cards that you have to physically throw at the table.
Oh, I think I've heard about that, yeah. Yeah, I think so. There's one card in Yu-Gi-Oh! That was banned because it... Not because of the effect. I think the effect was something like... Oh, look, Griffin's dead.
Yours are for sure the powers of Sparta, by
Yeah.
the way.
No, even more so.
Yeah, now that I've seen that little silhouette of Sparta around you, yeah, for sure.
Finish? You haven't started me, mate.
Don't threaten me with a good time. Forsaken by Master Mundus of all people.
I do like that Griffin's face is like a load of birds.
But Dante's facial expressions were just like, damn, that's crazy through that whole thing. Oh shit.
You beat him. Maybe it was too easy for you.
Mundus. His heinous ways make me sick, killing even his own, like they were nothing. He's the one that took the life of my mother, my brother, sure.
No,
My mother used to always...
no one took the life of your brother, Dante.
He had courage and a righteous heart.
Yeah, we're not getting into that yet.
I will kill
Just to catch one in the chat before it goes away, Junibird said it'd be nice if you added a TCG chat to the server.
Yeah, I should do, for sure.
And also that there was the handshake card in MTG where I guess it's a card where you have to shake hands with your opponent.
Yeah.
But people would just become disgusting to make it so that they wouldn't have to shake hands and therefore suffer a...
Real cool, Dante. Real cool.
This is good. But like, I think a lot of card games, like, you know, when they were first made, they were designed to be fun, and they couldn't have guessed the lengths that people would go to play them competitively. Like having fun little things like throwing cards at the table or having a sub game or shaking hands was something that was meant to be done between friends. Doing it with strangers, it was like, oh, we didn't really consider this.
Yeah, like there was a card that was banned from Yu-Gi-Oh that was like, because you had to like, it let you touch other people's cards, which people were like, as soon as they saw it played, they would just surrender. There was another card that was banned because it let you the effect was that you declared the name of a card, and if the opponent had that card in their hand, they had to banish it face down.
Yeah.
And that card was banned, not because of that effect, but because
they didn't have it,
if they didn't have it, they had to show you their hand to prove they didn't have it, which was considered that was
That's
the
a
real
stronger
effect of the
effect,
card.
yeah.
It was just like look at your opponent's hand, which
That's
is
crazy
like
information just to see the entire hand of your opponent.
yeah. Was it Pokemon that made it part of the official rules that transphobia gets you a game loss? I think
Based.
yeah, exactly based. I think that was that like it was like, oh, if you're not going to respect your opponent's identity, then you lose. Which honestly, like, if you're going to try and be a dick and try to upset other people at a tournament, it shouldn't matter what on what basis, that instant disqualification. Two MTG cards come to mind with that example.
Well, I'm sure there could be, again, by silly card game rules, there could be some cards that require, like, you to be a girl or whatever to play it or something. And if your opponent refuses to recognize that, sorry, that's a fundamental breaking of the rules.
Yeah,
You're gone.
You've broken the rules.
Disqualified. See ya.
Right. Having beaten that boss, I think I'm going to end the stream here, because the next that's a nice point to end on. So go to the Yap Zone. There's also a bunch of Magic cards which are based on using the game for gambling, an idea they dropped after a few years.
That's not surprising.
Yeah, don't blame them.
Playing the game is enough gambling, like opening booster packs.
Unravel the mystery of the Staff of Hermes.
Well, look forward to that next time.
Yeah, we'll do that next time.
How many missions are in DMC1?
I think it might be 26 or 28. So we are like more than halfway through the game, I think.
In the style of Halo 2, rather than fewer longer missions, many short missions.
Yeah, well, some of them are like it can be done in a minute, and then others are like 10-minute epics. Thoughtseize, which makes a player reveal their hand. You then get to pick a non-land and rip it from their hand for 1 mana.
That's crazy. Sorry, just as someone starting to play Magic, 1 mana to steal a card from someone's hand and also see their hand.
Yeah, like see their hand, take a card. Yeah, that's nuts. I've been enjoying listening to the trading card game chatter. I don't have that much to say outside of talking about Yu-Gi-Oh, because Yu-Gi-Oh is the only one I've really played. And yeah, like I was saying earlier, card games kind of frustrate me because the inherent sort of like randomness of like drawing cards just like annoys me because it sometimes feel I get that it's purely like a mindset thing in that I could probably just shift my mindset to be like, well, you can't help it if your deck's in the wrong order and you move on to the next game. But it does sort of feel like I think I personally am just very sensitive to when agency is taken away from me.
Yeah.
I get very upset by that. Like when I feel like I'm not being allowed to make decisions about things, or decisions are being made for me, is a very upsetting thing.
One of the things that's great about Magic and like Pokemon and Hearthstone as well is like mana systems, essentially kind of setting the pace of the game. The thing about Yu-Gi-Oh is that if your opponent draws the right card, sometimes they can just combo you on turn 1. And
turn 1. Like I kind of like how insane that is, because I remember we played a game at Glez Games earlier this year. I played my Exodia deck against Woodaba, I think, and I felt like a bit of a scumbag doing it, but at the same time, it was kind of hysterical how like. On turn 1, I basically was like, right, okay, so now I have like the most powerful monster in the game on the field.
It's the same even with like a weaker deck like Dark World, is that you can do something even more unfun, where on turn 1 you can make it so your opponent only has 1 card in their hand for their turn.
Yeah, but basically like for especially against my main deck, Trap Tricks, like if you manage to get that combo off where you like hand loop me for 4, so I only start with 1 card on my turn, or like.
Might as well concede.
Yeah, exactly. There's no opening hand for Trap Tricks which works with just 1 card. So you've just lost the game already.
I prefer games that have mana systems so it can kind of slow down that kind of thing. But at the same time, power creep exists, and therefore cards that hand loop you for and steal a card for 1 mana can exist.
Yeah, I mean, like I quite like the Yu-Gi-Oh system of like having it be completely unhinged. But it does mean that, like, for example, in our situation where, we've both built decks and we've played those decks against each other a few times. But there is just like a deck that's clearly stronger.
Yeah.
And and so you're like, unless you want to continually be buying new cards and like changing your deck out.
Well, even then, there's a ceiling based on how many cards are out there, and.
Well, yeah, exactly. If I wanted to beat Traptrix, if I wanted to beat your Dark World deck, I just have to play I just have to not play Traptrix, because the Traptrix archetype is itself just inherently limited and will not work against that kind of.
In like Drawn Lockbird and Dimension Shift.
Oh yeah, I just have to.
Weakens the mechanic of your deck, but just makes it so.
Yeah, it becomes my deck becomes less a Traptrix deck and more just like an anti-Dark World deck.
Yeah.
With Traptrix monsters as the the minions.
But, that kind of thing. It just makes it so that you can't have prolonged games of deck against deck when it comes to like playing against just one other person, because one deck is just superior and will win like 80% of the time, and it's not really fun because it happens the same way every time as well. Whereas I think games that have mana systems, there can be a lot more variance in how it turns out. Like usually in any card game, if you just were to run two decks against each other, there will be one deck that wins like most of the time.
Yeah, I mean ultimately, like when assuming that both players are piloting their deck optimally, you run the decks against each other enough times, and they aren't. Then very rarely are two decks going to be in a perfect balance with one another.
But I think we'd have to run the numbers. But I'm pretty sure if my Dark World deck ran against your Exodia deck, there would be a near 100% win rate for the Exodia deck.
Yeah, my Exodia deck is both the most meta competitive deck I have, and also the least fun to play. It's fun to play the first time against someone because it's hysterical how you basically just get to be playing your hand and just explaining to them how fucked they are.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh shit, what can I do about this? And they try and play cards, and you're just like, no, don't struggle.
Like
just simply die.
I don't remember if it was at Glass Games or just like once when we were playing together, but I had a real shot at trying to like upend your Exodia deck, and that I like banished like two of your major like cards that you needed to do your combo. But then the cards come with like redundancies for if that happens. Well, next turn I'll be able to unbanish that for whatever and be able to get it back again. And it's like, oh, it's over. If I do that, I need to be able to win that same turn. Otherwise, I don't win.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like my Exodia deck is like. And it doesn't even like the thing that really breaks my heart about my Exodia deck is I've always liked the concept of Exodia of like, oh, if you draw these 5 cards you win, but my actual like Exodia deck does not win via that mechanic. I want to make a deck that does win via the Exodia win condition, but the only decks I've seen that really work that way basically are like, what happens is turn 1, you play solitaire with your deck, and then you tell the opponent whether they've won or lost. I know that's not really a very fun game to play, like, because there's no interaction there. You either win because your combo goes off well, or you lose because, well, that's the only thing your deck can do, and if you don't do it turn 1, you're fucked. And it's just a sad thing about the way the Yu-Gi-Oh meta has gone is that like it now like. The games are so fast because of there being no mana. I like the insanity of it, but at the same time, it does mean that, like, as a seriously competitive game, it is just like, it's so explosive.
Do you remember one of my favorite games of MTG was a Control Mirror? They both did nothing but play lands for like the first 10 turns, and as soon as one of them played the card, there was a back and forth of counter spells. Again, only really mainly experience from Hearthstone, but I always loved Control Mirrors in Hearthstone. In that, especially playing Priest, which was the class that healed but also could steal minions from their opponent and steal stuff from your opponent's hand and deck, is that if you played a Control Mirror against another Priest, it was just nobody played a card for like the first maybe like 10 to 15 turns, and it generally, as a rule, the first one to play a card would lose. Yeah,
it becomes this sort of like Mexican standoff where like the first person to pull the trigger actually loses. I think that is fun. But yeah, in conclusion, I think I've gone off card games a little bit, and have instead gotten way more into fighting games. where I think there's less sort of, for most characters anyway, there's less like sort of reliance on randomness and like, you know, getting the things you need, and much more a focus on like, you know, okay, what decisions are you making moment to moment. But it also does mean that sometimes you just match against someone who's just like absolutely cracked and knows exactly how to play their character really well, and then you're just like, what the fuck am I supposed to do about this? And fighting games, when they are badly balanced, I think can be extremely frustrating, because it's just like the Bleach game is a good example. There are characters who can completely suppress every other character in the game with one button, and it just feels like really oppressive to play against them.
I can't get into fighting games because the skill ceiling in card games that is nice to me is that like at the most highest level of understanding card games is statistics, which I can kind of get. Whereas at the highest level of fighting games, it's being really good at pushing buttons, which I'm just
it's there's a lot of like, you know, there's a lot of like knowing. There's a lot of like knowledge you have to know about just the way there's mechanics. There's also like a bit of mind games and like, you know, like exploiting your opponent's habits and being able to read their habits. Like one of the things you realize like is that being able to download someone is like a really valuable skill. Yeah. Being able to like play a couple's, like, you know, you play the first 15 seconds against someone and you're like, right, I know how this person works. I'm going to adapt my habits accordingly.
The highest level is like mind games and like understanding character matchups and stuff like that, which is interesting to me. But the barrier to entry is being able to just if you to do a combo, you just do it, and you do it 100% of the time.
Yeah,
I'm afraid I can't get there.
Yeah, like the barrier to entry is that you need to like get quite confident with like quite what can be quite difficult mechanical like execution, and whereas, that is just,
you know, in a card game, if you can put the card on the table, you can play it.
Yeah, if you can click the mouse on Magic the Gathering Arena, you can play the game. Silk, thanks for stream. I need to sleep. Yeah, I'll make a TCG channel in the genre containment zone on the Discord, and people can yap about trading card games there. But yeah, thanks for coming along, everyone. Thanks for thanks for watching.
We didn't even talk about Andor.
We didn't talk about Andor. Yeah, we'll talk about Andor next week. We'll probably have finished season 1 by then.
Unfortunately, the little hipsters we are,
we're watching Andor just after it's finished and everyone's finished talking about it. We're like, let's start watching Andor.
As much as both of us would like to be the kind of people that would be like, Andor's bad, actually, we both enjoy it, unfortunately.
Well, so. I think I was always going to be predisposed to like it because I just like Star Wars. For all my sins, I was even considering, like, I was like, I'm really enjoying Andor. I like Star Wars again. Maybe I should just replay Jedi Survivor, Jedi Fallen Order. Maybe I should play Star Wars Outlaws. And then I was like, no. Let's rein it in a bit. I'm probably not going to play Star Wars Outlaws, but maybe.
Yeah. Bye. We're off to watch
Andor. Yeah, we're going to watch another Andor. Oh, and can we have some snacks as well?
Yeah, sure. We can have some crisps or something. All right.
I can't believe this is my life.
Yeah. Bye.
Good night, everyone. Bye.
Can't believe this is my life. Me and I successfully launched a rebel raid.
I think you might need to click end the YouTube output as well.